I already know from Pete's opening this morning, from the survey Pete made this morning, that 64% of you is already convinced that AI and agentic AI will disrupt the travel industry, our very industry. But I mean, we learned in the last 11 years, working with more than 500 destinations in 51 countries, that there is really two velocities and an increase of complexity in the job of a destination manager. From one side, you have the rapid acceleration, like we saw all this morning, in the B2C part. On the traveler side, they are rapidly adopting in the AI tools. And on the other side, you have the public sector. On one side, you have this.
Expedia is launching a new feature that uses ChatGPT technology to help people plan trips.
It's genius. You don't even have to use your hands. Hey, Trip Genie, get me a discounted flight to Bangkok.
We can make a much better matchmaking scenario. We can really help connect our travelers to their perfect trip.
I don't have to continue. I think you understand. It's very fancy, it's very pop, it's very cool to use travels as an example while you launch a new AI feature. And it's a fact that AI is rapidly gaining the trust of the travelers of any age. And on the other part, on destination part, you have this. And I assure you, those are real dashboards. Real dashboards that seem stuck in 20 years ago, and they are not only difficult to be used on the analysis perspective, but in many, many cases, the data behind that are useless because are too old and too difficult to be read. What we want to do? So we worked with a lot of destinations, and we envision two steps. The first step, this is already done, is what we call from dashboard to dialogue. It's like bringing the simplicity of a conversational interface to data, and you can chat with data. And this already, you can come to our booth and see by your eyes. You can ask whatever you want in plain languages in our beautiful dashboard, and having a very clear result, very explicit, based on real data on our data lake, and you can really ask whatever you want. But it's not enough. We are not stopping here. The next step is what we call from dialogue to delegation. And it's here where we bring out agentic AI. And it's like, not just asking, but automate what you can, everything you can automate. And it's like having an additional team. It's like having an orchestrator, a destination management agent, and 6 experts from various, expertise that may help your real human team. You have a data analyst, MICE expert, destination marketing, PR and communication, and you have also sustainability, of course, because it's a priority all around the world, and you have also an agent that is trained having in mind the business sector, the private sector of your destination. And the reason is very, very simple. The complexity of managing data, just imagine a small destination they have to manage spending data, airline data, saturation, flow data, you have events, and I'm stopping here, but there are a lot of data sources, and they don't have time or skills for managing them all. What we want to offer them is a very simple tool that you can ask whatever you want, but also automatize things. The orchestrator decides who is the agent to be, addressed and involved. They can work together or they can work alone. And it's not generative, it's not conversational AI still, it's a generative interface. Most likely the Google Gemini 3 that was presented yesterday was the same concept. The interface was generated on the fly. And at the end of the day, you can also automatize things, schedule. You can ask to actually do things, not just make analysis. And the limit of what you can ask, it's really your imagination, because it's just plain languages. I want to anticipate a question, because, can this be done by ChatGPT? No, because ChatGPT doesn't have 11 years of data. It's not built and trained on specific expertise. And we did the guardrailing on that's very narrow topic of destination management. We want to add an additional layer to the smart tourism framework, bringing a new layer of agentic AI, and it's our vision. And I think the destination, there is the most weaker sector under the technological profile, needs a lot on improvement and the usage of AI. We worked in the last 11 years with 500 destinations in 51 countries, keeping in mind to build a product that could be useful for the smallest destination as for the biggest one. We have a very scalable product, it's a SaaS product with AI credits, and can be activated really in, few minutes in any part of the world. We want to automatize things, and we really believe that measuring is not just analyzing, but it's just shaping the future, and the results talk by itself. If you're curious about that, just make a photo or use the QR code, or just come talk to us. Thank you.
Thank you, Mirko. Well done. Right here. Audience, what do we think? Looks like lots of greens out here. A couple reds. Focus group. Ellen's not totally convinced. We're going to ignore Mike again. Who wants to jump in first?
Yeah, maybe I can give it a go. So with your data company, right? For DMOs, maybe two questions. First, there's discussions around whether the quality of data in the travel industry is good enough. Whether you have any thoughts on that one. And then the second one is maybe like with DMOs, they are not necessarily the most tech savvy type of people. If you want to recommend them to start with AI, where should they be starting? So.
Yes, we are just a company. We use AI since the beginning since 2014, for cleaning up data, for the ETL process, for all the part that there is behind the curtain. We didn't even talk about AI before, the boom of agentic AI, of course. So we are pretty, careful about the quality, the sources. We have hundreds of data sources and agreement with tons of providers. For the DMO part, we want to help them to simplify the process because they cannot afford to have multiple contracts. And it's even deeper because if you have multiple contracts, in some cases you cannot cross-reference data together because it's denied by policy. So we are doing the hard part, and we give you only the results. For the DMO, I think it's important to have an holistic view, not just start with something, because having more data allow you to, for example, derive a high-level KPI. We have a KPI to measure sustainability. We have a KPI to measure inclusivity. And it's, not the hard data. It's how data work together with AI.
Thank you.
Eric?
So I think it's a great idea. I spent a lot of time with DMOs in other roles, and I could totally see the need. What I don't know, though, is how are you going to train the DMO managers to use it? Because it's intuitive to somebody who uses GPT all the time.
Totally legit.
But what's the plan?
Yeah, not train the AI, train the DMO. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
We built a very simple interface since the beginning. So we work with expert user experience to make it simple as much as possible. But of course, we have a customer support team that help the DMO and train them along the way.
Great. Thank you very much, Mirko.